just braced up to see what other opposition parties are going to do when it gets to this. That it's in this campaign season. How do they go about it, right? Because in short, the reason for the thinking was that news reaching me is that most candidates from the opposition parties, they are not even allowed to put up their posters in their constituencies in their senatorial district.
Okay, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I do not want to believe that it is true, but they came out when this the Nigerian advertising company came out to say in different states to say politicians, people vying for political positions will be paying 150 million naira. I think few other states like that. I think it was in Jos and is it Kogi State? They also came out to say yes, people for vying for political positions will be paying 150 million naira. Turns out most persons from the opposition party are trying to make this payment ahead of time, and their payment has been turned down.
Well, speaking of opposition, okay,
yes,
Mr.
There's a will to pay, and that has been turned down. I think this is a way of is negating our democratical progress.
There are two sides to the story, right?
Okay.
One said someone has already booked it ahead of time, a name undisclosed. While the other said they vehemently refused to accept payments for them to put up their billboards or put up their posters on the billboards. So it got me thinking, when did we get here in our in our political playground? When did we get here that opposition parties are not allowed to put up their posters on the billboard? And then I've also seen situations where even the ruling administration putting up their billboards, and Nigerians and most persons are going to vandalize it. It shouldn't be so, right? If they put up their posters and they are, campaigning, let their posters be. You don't have to go and tear it out or pull it down. I don't understand the new culture that people are adopting right now. It's sickening. It's quite sickening. How do people know candidates vying for political positions from their constituency and the senatorial districts if you go and start tearing it and pulling it down? Why are you doing that? Why are you, even if they are not your candidate, right? It's a free and fair play when it gets to electioneering campaign and election activities. So let people billboards and posters be. Let it be, okay? Unless maybe they put it up in areas that has been labeled post no bill, right? But if they have not, please let people's electioneering campaign posters be. Let it be, okay?
I think this is archaic in this present contemporary times and this dispensation. People could resort to such habits. It's disheartening because we would have advanced beyond pulling down poster, billboard, and all of that. And it should be made a free playground for everybody by secluding or making other persons not to have access to lifting up their posters and pasting it up, putting up billboard. I think is a way not making a progress in our democracy, like I've earlier said. So they should go back to drawing board and to see how we can come to fostering our democracy by allowing everybody, all the players, to have a free ground. I think that would be the best for us. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. But we're joined by Mr. J. Mr. J, good morning.
Good morning, KB.
Good morning, Mr. J.
How
Okay, how are you?
I'm
Slim.
fine.
I'm
Morning,
fine.
sir.
I'm fine. Good morning, everyone.
So speaking about opposition now, we have this one where Showore is coming out to vow. This 2027, like I always say, is going to be a hot election. I mean, because everybody's vowing, everybody's promising, everybody's swearing as always. But Showore is coming out to, this one is on Sahara Reporters, where Showore vows to shut down Nigeria and resist any attempt to, he resist any attempt to steal his mandate, even if it cost his life.
Shut down Nigeria. Is Nigeria a university? This is not ACG election. No. It's not ACG election. Shut down Nigeria university.
I think if you allow me to talk here, I think, sorry to use this word, I think he lacks decorum.
Okay.
Yeah, because you emphasizing or saying things like this.
Is it your do or die affair?
It's a level of arrogance. There are words you are supposed. You should be mindful of your word. You've already become a figure and vying for a post, and this is a very crucial post. The president office is not just an office that a toddler or a child will play with. So for you coming down to say you shut the country down, it's a joker.
Well, you may think it that way. Showore himself feels he is well within the ambit of his own right to threaten to defend the votes he will be able to amass for himself. We call for peaceful, fair and credible election, and we, not only Showore, no Nigerian is ready to allow people's mandate to be thwarted.
Yes.
What we don't want is violent.
Yeah.
He is not the first person that have threatened to defend his vote. Even in the past, the late former president Buhari has said that heads will roll if he didn't win the election. That is even a different thing.
Okay.
Showore is not threatening.
That's why I wanted to take the story, the news, so that we can see where he's coming from when he's saying to shut down.
Okay, maybe we just jump into.
It's not threatening to shut down the.
Okay.
Then I take back my words. Then
we're joined by Asian this morning. Asian, good morning.
Good morning.
good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. So how are you doing?
Well, good.
We're doing well. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Well, as you know, we're already discussing about this particular headline on Sahara Reporters that is concerning the 2027 general election that Showore vows to shut down Nigeria, resist any attempt to steal his mandate, even if it costs his life. And this one is on Sahara Reporter, so I'm going to take some of the stories so that we can understand where he's coming from. Now, Showore warned voters not to repeat what he described as the mistake of the 2023 election, when some politicians allegedly won mandates but failed to fight to protect them. Now, ahead of the 2027 general election, political leaders and presidential candidates have sent strong warnings declaring that compromised election will no longer be accepted or left to court to settle. Now, speaking at a preliminary section of the ongoing Nigeria Bar Association, the annual general conference in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, the presidential candidates, including Omoyele Showore, Peter Obi, Rotimi Amechi, and Donald Duke, rejected the tradition of conceding defeat in polls tainted by irregularities. Now, the African Action Congress, that's the presidential candidate Showore, set a fiery tone for the session, criticizing politicians who failed to defend their mandate in the past elections and warned against trusting the judicial system to decide electoral outcome. Now, he warned voters not to repeat what he described as the mistake of the 2023 election, when some politicians allegedly won mandates but failed to fight to protect them. He specifically referred the former Kogi State Senator Nomilai, describing him as his former friend who has raised concerns about how candidates will protect their votes. Now, he also said that he will personally resist any attempt to deny him victory at the polls, insisting that the winner of an election should be determined by voters on election day rather than through litigation. And he also vowed to fiercely defend any mandate given to him, insisting that election must be concluded transparently at polling units rather than through judicial declaration. Now, he warned that his supporters will not accept what he has described as unfair or non-credible election. Now, he said, yes, we will win. That's him. He added that, yes, we will win. We will not accede if it's not fair and credible. So you see that the shutdown Nigeria is not even related
you get the point. Because the newspaper will carry the headline that will make you to click and open it. He is a candidate in the forthcoming general election, and there is no candidate that wouldn't want or that wouldn't vow to protect his vote. So Nigerians will not sit down to see a free, fair, credible election being conducted and a certain candidate will want to just come and turn it down. If the election is won freely and Showore wants to shut Nigeria down, we wouldn't allow it. If there is any malpractice, electoral malpractice, we will still speak to it. So he is a candidate and he is warning or threatening to protect the vote he will be able to get on the election day. He is saying this, but it's for the electorate. He can't take laws into his own hand. He is a lawyer, so I know whatever he's saying now is just for him to warn that I won't just fold my hands. If I win, I won't allow anybody to steal my mandate. It's well within his right, in my own opinion.
Okay, Ancient.
Oh yes. Good morning, House.
Good
I
morning.
want to briefly just go back a bit, please, to the signage discussions and so on. Then I'll return back here. So sorry about that. You see, I keep on saying this. Nigerians love emotional blackmail, and they allow it, just gets a better part of them at all times. Now, let's drive back a bit. The 2015 election, I think it was first of all Enugu State who started this thing about before you host a billboard, you must pay. They did not look at it as a crime then, or why. They should have actually just stood their ground, kicked against it. But then they said, no, it's a way of generating funds for the states. You cannot just come and run your campaign and so on. They have this Akon there. You pay for Akon, and then the state-owned advertising agency too. You pay them also. And the politicians, being that they have the money, then it was, I think, say 5 million or so thereabout. Small change. They did it. Then followed by this Kogi State. As at that time, I think it was Yaya Bello that was there. And they made payments. Last election, then Anambra, they came up with this 10 million. The politicians paid. Then those governors, they sat and they said, wow, these people, they can pay. I'm telling you, as at now, that Anambra increased their own from last election, the 10 million to 50 million now. Now they are screaming that, oh, we can. I've seen people put this on at the 700 plus. Because they've seen you can pay. Now, this is how advert works. When you pay for your right, to actually host your billboards and so on, you've only paid for the right. You will now still go and meet with those people who owns these boards. They call them the advertisers. So you will meet with them. Those who have the media agencies that, oh, I want to rent, I want to hire your board, I want to hire. You see all these whole light stands and so on, all these whole, if you're just going on this express, all those, the light stands, most of them have actually been rented by some advertising agencies, where it is now in their care that if you host any thing of adverts there, you will have to pay them. Why? They've paid already to the government that, okay, we want to lease this for a period of years. So when you now bring your advert, oh, I want to just put my signage here, and they tell you, oh, see you, another person has paid. You start to say they don't want you to host your billboard, they don't want you to do this, they don't want you to do that. But people have paid before now. It's just like the churches too. You might want to run a crusade and so on, and they tell you, no, please, we cannot rent this billboard to you. No, the signage, you can't use it here. Why? Because someone else has already. The person might actually still be printing his or her own this thing and it's not yet ready, but he has paid down already. Yeah. And then you say, oh, they don't want you to host your... Well, that's just pure emotional blackmail. We that are in the sector, we understand all of these things. You book ahead. You pay ahead. And there's some people who knows that, oh, I will be running for this post. Do you know since when they've paid as far as? There are some people who, they even own some advertising agencies. They'll just tell their own advertising agent, please, this, please don't give it to anyone. I want to use it. It's just like a landlord who comes to tell you, please, how many months will your rentage remain? You say, now 6 months. Say, please, after 6 months, I better not renew. My pikin won't use the house. Will you say that he's wicked? No. And that's just how it is. Now, let's return back to this, the Showore's issue. At times, I listen to the politicians speak, and I laugh. I laugh because it seems the moment you just go into politics, you allow some reasonings to start to becloud your judgments. If not, I don't see any reason why a person like this Showore will not go and start from House of Representatives. Now you're saying you will win. No. You are saying you will win and you will defend your vote. How many places is your boy Showore? How is your party? Let us be sincere.
Yeah. It's not about the popularity of the party.
This is Nigeria politics.
It's not about the popularity of the party.
Okay. How many agents does he have in polling units?
It's about what?
Let us be sincere. It's about your popularity.
I feel like it's about political positions you have held and how.
Has he held any political position before?
Right.
How well has he performed? Apart from being an president.
Okay, please. Well, let me just step in real quick to place according to how he said it, so that you understand where he's coming from.
We understand.
No, you don't understand. Let me put it.
Okay. Put it anyhow. I will come back here.
He won. He warned that his supporters would not accept what he described as unfair.
Who are the supporters?
Wait now, uncredible election and non-credible election. And now, according to his words, he said, if we can't get that, that's if they can't get the credible and unfair election, that's a non-credible election and unfair, that's where he's coming up with we will shut down the country until we get the right leader who won an election.
Let us wait. Now, let me ask one question. Let me just ask you people one question. Please, what is your definition of a free and fair election in Nigeria?
Let me finish.
Yes.
Now, he said there is no way we can win if we don't fight, and there is no way we can lose.
You know what?
This is SUG fight, struggle, Aluta, Victoria, Aluta. That's just what I'm saying.
Like his comrade and his cabal, right? His comrade and cabal when he was.
Don't use cabal for him.
Okay, let's say comrade. Let's just say comrade.
Use his comrades. The orange beret wearers, because once they wear the orange berets, they feel that everybody knows them.
But you know
we don't even know them.
Let us give Omoyele the benefit of the doubt.
Which benefit? Where is it coming from?
Even if he has not held any political positions that we can vouch for the work he has done so far, right? You see, Omoyele vying to be the presidential candidate.
He would have gone for House of Assembly of his state.
He would have started from it.
Well, he has the right to vote and be voted for.
Yeah. Yes.
He has the right to be a politician.
Yes.
So let him do what he wants to.
Because the truth is this: if he's doing it with his money, we would have been happy for him. But before there's a GoFundMe out there. He fund. He take his own. Let's be sincere to ourselves, for crying out loud. There's a GoFundMe out there for the ANC. And so every year, I don't know inside him an article who has actually run for more time, because it seems like he has been here since ages and he will still be here.
I take.
In as much as he has the right to.
He's the owner of AAC. It's his party. Yeah. He's not going. Nobody's dragging it. Every 4 years he will come out. My problem now is, why open a GoFundMe if you have the money to spend? Like Atiku will spend his own money. No. So if you have the money to spend, be spending it and be coming out. Let's be sincere. Imagine a Doris Ogala for Abia State, for governor, for That's under AAC. No, let's go back and sleep and wake up and think of a Doris Ogala as the governor of Abia State.
So to you now, what they are doing is just like a child's play.
To me, what they are doing is they are just trying to do things. You know when we are going to do the thing in it and Anatikobi and Ghana, that's just what I see that is happening.
Mr. Aisha, the thing is that we don't have to, degrade their
this is my own opinion.
We don't have to make derogatory comment concerning their political ambitions.
This is not degrading now. Let us be factual. This is my own opinion.
If you're speaking of factual,
yes.
If you're speaking of factual,
yes.
from Showere's stance now, he's saying that if the election that we Nigerians, or him, let me talk about him, that they are tired of, the part where they get to win elections and they get to take it to court. That's why he's coming out to say it is time for Nigerians to stop going through that whole process of we got to take everything to court.
Now I asked a question.
And protect our rights.
I asked a question you people did not answer. I may be.
Okay, I
may be. Mr. Johnson will answer this. What will you describe as a free and fair election in Nigeria?
Okay, let me even before he comes up. Let me, in my own way, opinion. I think it should be an election devoid of chaos, killing, vote buying, and all the social vices we know.
God bless you. Please, what will you describe as a free and fair election in Nigeria?
And not only in Nigeria, if you are...
Let us use Nigeria as a case study where we are now.
So far so good.
Yes.
If you want to say...
Okay, let him land.
Because you must allow the vote of the electorate to count.
Okay.
I think that's the perfect word for it.
It's all right. Yeah. Okay, sir.
And as their votes are counting, like you said, it should be devoid of crises, no vote, ballot snatching, killing, thuggery, vote buying, and all whatnot. But I think I understand where he is going, and I will reframe his question. Yeah. Have we gotten?
No, I've not reached there yet.
No,
let's leave that one first. I just asked one straightforward question.
Shouldn't be limited to Nigeria.
No, I just asked you one straightforward question. Using Nigeria, what will you describe as a free and fair election?
First of all, when we're talking about free and fair election, right?
Yes.
The very foundation of election and every other thing is democracy, which is governed for the people, by the people, and people.
You are reading what they taught you.
Now, Mr. Aisha, right? That is how it.
Let me tell you,
Because if the election is in favor of what the people want,
free and fair from the stance where you're asking now is the fact that where voters can vote their candidate would never.
Using a case study of Nigeria. Wait, now.
Then if you are using the case study of Nigeria, nobody.
No, I added this since I've been saying
nobody gets to be threatened about who they get to vote for.
Exactly, because it's the government.
Listen now. Using a case study of Nigeria. Wait now. Using a case as in the study of Nigeria, a free and fair election in the eyes of all Nigerians is an election where their candidate wins. If their candidate doesn't win, it's no more free and fair. I'm telling you, wait now, calm down. I'm telling you how Nigerians see it. Let me explain to you. In the time of MK Abiola, are you aware that there was actually vote buying? That was what IBB using annulling the June 12th election. Go back and read. There were even videos of actual. There was.
No, that was not the reason. I think it was because he celebrated
my brother
victory before.
We spoke about even the victory. We spoke about it. I still have a link for you to read this on my phone. I'll send it to. Yesterday we discussed this.
Between SDP and
yesterday we discussed this talk.
You've spoken. Please, let's not make this session a very rowdy session so that our listeners will understand.
I want to put a question to him, sir.
Please hold on. So let's do this thing in a very moderate way.
Okay, sir.
Asian priest, if I'm not missing word, you are a politician.
Yeah. No, I'm not a politician.
You are an honorable.
I'm not a politician.
And you will speak like a politician.
Yeah.
And if you can contest it, your view may be different. You now might be seeing Showore as an opposition, probably because you are not in the same party with him.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm not going to say your party here, but on a fair playing ground. That is the basis on which we are discussing here. We are not being partisan. We are not looking at candidate. We are looking at what is the candidate's right.
Thank you very much, Mr. J.
This is not me being partisan.
No, Asians, please. Let me come. See, I'm sure we
it is
all
you being partisan.
Wait.
Subconsciously.
This is not me being partisan.
Asians, please.
Asians, so let's be having
I'm sure we all watched that, the NBA conference that happened.
Where they had the content creator there.
Chill, I'm not going to that side. Where I'm going to is that I'm sure you watched that video and you've seen so far that all of them had one echoed voice. Because after looking at their conversations and everything, you see that even he took the stance of the former Minister of Transportation and River State, that's Rotimi. He also took the stance of I'm trying to recall the other person's
Donald Duke.
Yes, he took the stance of those both parties, and they said that this is not looking at. They are not looking at the fact of Amici is going to win or Atiku is going to win. They are looking at the fact of where the people's votes are being protected and defended. Yeah. Now I'm going to say it according to how their words. He said we are most that if you look at where we're coming from. If we are going to win, Amici said, we are not Yoruba, we are not Igbo, we are not Hausa, we are Nigerian candidates. And what they are looking for is to make sure that the election come out free and fair. And there's a credible election where they don't need to go to court case. That's the stance of Shomiri. Yeah. We don't need to always go back to court to say the court will declare that is this person that won. If the people voted for example, Party A, it should be that, yes, indeed, they voted and the vote should be given to that person. Not the fact that we have to go to court case and all of that.
The election has to be decided in the court.
That's always what he's saying. So we're dragging this whole thing and saying that.
And sorry to add to that, when we are talking of free and fair election, if the people's mandate can't, there wouldn't be any need to go to the court. If people support the ruling party, for instance, and the ruling party win, there is no need for opposition to go to court. But if people don't support the ruling party, that is where ancient priests borrowed this question from. And there are elements that will that motivates people to vote.
Yes.
If you are a fresh candidate, there might be doubt over your competence. If you are an incumbent, your work should easily speak for you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
And okay.
Please, my moderator. Please, just a minute. I want to clarify something.
Well, on this particular.
No, it's not. Wait, I need to clarify something.
We were going to move forward to another story that the news that we have here on Vanguard newspaper. It's the electoral time. Is the campaign season and all of that. So everybody is coming up
to say something.
Yes. So now we have this one here on Vanguard newspaper saying, still concerning 2027 election, we will sell petrol at 605. This is coming from Benga Hashim, saying that we will sell petrol at 605.
Now everybody making promises.
The presidential candidate of the Accord Party, that's Benga Hashim, has said petrol can be sold at sustainable price of 305 naira per liter under an Accord administration. Please take note. He said under the Accord administration that this is possible.
Obviously.
Yes. Now, with the price potentially falling to between 200 and 300 if production cost and the exchange rates are stabilized. Now, Hashim, who has consistently opposed the removal of petrol subsidy, said the proposed 605 price would not amount to an artificial subsidy, insisting that it could be achieved without reducing government revenue or Federation Account Allocation Committee revenues. So let me throw this one now to the floor.
Okay. It seems like every opposition candidates, they are just looking at the fuel subsidy angle because I feel like they're trying to appeal to Nigerians' emotional consciousness, right? Yesterday we had Atiku Abubakar making a U-turn. Remember in 2023 elections, he said that he was for the subsidy removal, right? Suddenly now in 2026, come 2027 election, he's saying that he's going to bring back the subsidy because he has seen the sufferings of Nigerians. Are you seeing but yet he's yet to place, like I said yesterday, a mathematical blueprint of how he's going to do this. All we are hearing is what. Which economist made out this plan for you that you say 2027 election, you are going to bring back subsidy, and how do you intend to do that? After almost 3 years that we have been working without the subsidy, even though the most vulnerable Nigerians have been facing untold hardship. Now we are having Benga Hashim from their core people party saying that it's going to reduce petrol to 16.5 naira. Nigerians, I want us all to wake up, right? These are just electioneering speech. These are just campaign speech.
Thank you very much, Ake. You know, like it's campaign period, and every candidate wants to appeal to the voters to sell the best possible product in the market for them to see them as a good candidate. And like I started, if you are privileged to be incumbent, your work should speak for you. If you are a new candidate who hasn't been to the office, you will say all what you have to say. But then the advice is to the electorate, as much as we continue to campaign for free, fair and credible election, the candidates should tell us what is feasible. Because we are suffering doesn't mean that you should meddle with our emotions. You get exactly what is
sweet
not
songs to our ears.
What is not possible. If I will mention parties now, the major political parties are APC, PDP, NDC, ADC. Yes,
and they are yet to bring out a presidential candidate.
They are still a popular political party, even though
they are quite popular.
Yeah, and then there is Accord. Then the Showore party
and the NDC and ADC.
Yes. So if because Nigerians are crying that APC, there is hardship under the leadership of APC, you can't just because Nigerians are crying under APC then come as an opposition and said, okay, because APC removed subsidy and then Nigerians are suffering as a result, you now come and say, okay, you will return the subsidy. You have not told us. I want Nigerians to be very, very vigilant and be more, be wise in making our decision. The candidates should tell us, we should scrutinize whatever they are telling us.
Thank you.
So that we will know who is this person, not because you have the money to buy the people's vote, not because you have a sweet tongue to tell Nigerians what we want to hear, but it should be because of you telling us how you are going to change the fortune of Nigerians.
Exactly.
That is the line I want everyone to do. For now, you can't stop politicians from talking. You can't stop candidates from giving vague promises. The same thing they use for campaign. They use for campaign when I was a kid. They are still using it for campaign. So if for instance APC is on the throne, they use a campaign. There's a campaign promise they made to us. I, as an adult, will look at the promises they make. Have they been able to fulfill it? That is on that basis I will judge my own candidate that I will vote for, and I will advise every other person as well. Let us scrutinize what they are telling us. That you are hungry doesn't mean you don't even look at the food they are giving you to eat.
Aslam, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think for him to come and place a price tag on how petroleum or petrol will be sold is in a way funny to me, because how is he going to go about this?
Well, he said in the administration, the Accord administration is possible.
How is he going to go about it?
How? I always ask how.
How?
Because that's the place. We'll now scrutinize your pedigree. We'll now investigate, go into what you have in store for us.
And see if you can actually do it.
So a candidate promising that he will make Naira equal to dollar. Without telling you how he's going to do it.
It's easy to say than to be done.
Is it possible?
And I think we are becoming familiar with these politicians because they will come up with gaslighting us into believing all these things.
Manipulating us.
With sugar-coated words.
We should hold our emotions tight.
As it's going now, I think we should have grown beyond all these promises. To me, they are fake. You are coming to tell us, okay, how much was fuel of fuel before Tinubu came in.
Oh.
You are taking us back to 6. You've not done any good to us, to me. So at least it should be like you said, mathematical calculation.
Yes.
Arithmetical calculation.
With his economists, let us see what he can, because him saying 4 will go back to 605, will go to 605 naira. Presently, 4 is at 1,219 naira. That is like half the price of what it is right now. How will he do that?
Now look at it.
Without it touching our revenue.
I'm kicking against that. He said he will return back first subsidy, right?
No. He said there will be no artificial subsidy, and it's not going to touch our revenue generated or taxpayers' money. Yeah. But he will get it done. How will he get it done?
That is a question we should be asking them if they come to campaign to us.
Show us how you want to do it. The blueprint of how you want to do it.
Patient.
Yeah, it's very possible. Okay. First and foremost, I want to clarify something.
Yeah.
And please let us note this very, very well. It's important. I am not a politician.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So that.
No, it's the way we call you on this platform. It's not that you have to start with. No. We call you our politician on this platform.
You call me, but I don't want.
Okay.
I don't want people to.
Okay.
So let's clarify that. Now that's one. Number 2 is very, very possible.
Okay.
You see, I keep on saying it that we Nigerians, like the white man will say, if you want to hide money from a Nigerian,
put it in a book.
Okay.
Now, Africa. Let's return back to an interview that Aliko Dangote had a long time ago.
Okay.
Where I fault Honorable Bengais because he didn't actually state, and that's for him. He might decide, I don't want them to steal my blueprint.
Yeah.
But let's return back. It's 100% possible. There was a time that the Dangote refinery was having issues with NNPC. Dangote now just released. In fact, he gave a press conference. He said, we can sell fuel for as low as 200 naira. If some things are just put in place. Number 1, he said, if the FG sells the crude oil to us in naira and not in dollars. Number 1. Wait, I'm coming. You know, it was what they started with. Then they returned it back to dollars. Now they brought it back to naira again. It was why he reduced it with like say 100 and something naira recently. Now let's do that. He said that's number 1. He said number 2. We pay all these fines and dues and all these regulatory diseases for 47 government agencies. 47. Now he said this alone is what is now bringing all this overhead all these costs and overhead costs and so on. Yeah. Imagine you paying dues and so on for 47 agencies
of the government.
This is
not the Amunile. This is not the.
Let them wipe away the 47 agencies first. They will understand. He said number 3, if the government will allow me to actually do door-to-door delivery, meaning it will be a depot, he will be taking it to you himself. That way, you will not have to pay again to another person to go. No, like there's nothing like he will bring it free, which he has even started in some states now. Now, but not to go and drop it at the depot where you yourself will go. And, now he will bring it to your own. Just how they do this, this cement. You know, if you go to like this Amazon and you buy the cement, they will bring it for you to your shop, to your doorstep. He said if the government will allow them to do all of this, removing those 47 agencies and let them actually, he said honestly, the fuel price will reduce drastically. Don't forget, even aviation is actually having the same issues too. Aviation said that because they pay for this, they pay for that. That is why from here to Lagos, you are paying 180 to this 200,000 naira.
Multiple taxation.
That is the problem. So I feel he is right. But now, how will he do it? Is what he doesn't want to tell you.
To let us know.
So he might decide that, okay, I will wipe off all those 47 agencies and let that just be just one agency. If you want to raise tax for the country, at least you can say, okay, pay so amount and so on. Do you know how much NURTW makes for just you drive out of their park?
Honestly.
In a day?
In a day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ishant. Well, according to him, he said that, let the data speak. We should tell Nigerians exactly what it costs to produce the crude and what it costs to refine it and what it costs to transport it.
That's another
way. We can then have like an honest conversation about the subsidy. Otherwise, we are not going to be telling ourselves the truth, because right now Nigerians do not know much about all this. Otherwise, we are not going to be telling ourselves Nigerians do not know, about the crude oil, how much we sell it, how much we produce it, and all of that. So you see that way we're being affected one way or the other. Well, thank you very much, Ishan, for that one. So moving on, we have this one here. That is saying, it's still concerning, the 2027 election, and it's like I said, it's concerning Atiku and Tinubu. Now, this one here on Punch newspaper is saying this is the one we're going to be using. The last news we're going to be taking before we wrap up today's conversation. Then we'll open up our call lines. So this one here is 2027 politics. Atiku, Tinubu face up wardens over subsidy. $16 billion power project. Atiku face up wardens over subsidy $16 billion power project. Now, this one is saying that the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has challenged the federal government to investigate and prosecute him if it has an evidence linking him to an alleged $16 billion power expenditure while in office. Now, the Atiku excuse me. Now, the article, the presidential candidate of the ADC accused the President Bola Tinubu-led government of recycling old allegations to divert attention from questions over the use of revenue saved from petrol subsidy removal. Now, according to the article in a statement made on Wednesday, which was yesterday, issued by his senior special assistant on public communications, Prank Shoaib, said the resurfacing of the allegations surrounding power sector project privatization and public assets was an attempt to shift public attention from the economic hardship confronting Nigerians. I'm not going to dwell on this particular news because I'm sure if you've heard or you've seen or you've come across the conversations that is going on with the Obasanjo administration, where the power sector spending and the commitments, they commonly cited at about $16 billion, became the subject of House of Representatives probes after he exited from office in 2007. I was having this conversation. Asian, this one I'm throwing it to you. I was having this conversation with, should I say, a politician, where we're having this banter of Atiku, because we're like discussing about the whole subsidy stuff. And he was like, and I was like, it's possible that, Atiku can achieve this if he's bringing back the subsidy and making sure Nigerians benefit from it. Okay. And he was citing back the Olusegun Obasanjo administrative and asking about, this particular amount, this $16 billion amount that was being spent, and the privatization. He listed about the Ejikuta, the steel, and all of that they privatized that, that sector. And up till now, we've still not seen, he has not been able to give us an account or a detail of where that money was being spent, or how the money was being spent, or what sector did they use to invest back in after giving it out to the private sector. Now, Ancient.
Yes.
Do you think that this is going to stop, Atiku from moving forward? Because now this is the conversation now the House of Rep they are having, and they are trying to bring back old records of how those alleged 16 billion power expenditure while he was in office. Do you think it's going to bring him down? Do you think he's going to make him, Nigerians or those people who are going to vote for him, stand with him?
It is because most of the former presidents and their vices always have immunity after power in Nigeria. It's only in Nigeria. If it's in other these countries, they would have actually probed all of them. Good. They would have actually arrested them. They would have actually even just jailed most of them. I don't know why Atiku Abubakar will raise up these issues again. Who was in charge of the CBN during Buhari's time? it is Emefiele. Where is Emefiele today? He's answering to every decisions he took while being the CBN governor. Are you aware that Atiku Abubakar was the chairman, was the chairman of the National Council on Privatization?
Yes.
During that time.
Yeah.
He was the chairman. He was sitting at the helm of anything privatization in Nigeria. He was in charge of it. Yeah. They want to privatize Ajakuta. They want to privatize. That is why the former president Obasanjo, he said that Atiku is 16 times, how many times, richer than the country. He was in charge of anything privatization. That was what brought about the idea that he privatized and sold everything to his goons and his own friends. Nintel and so on, name it. He should be answering to all of this.
Thank you very much. I think sorry to even come in a bit. If you don't know where you are coming from, as in history,
yes,
it's a very key element. That
because they remove history from our schools now doesn't mean that we that are
just yesterday. If you are a candidate coming out, come on, you should be scrutinized, not just the INEC screening, the court, everything, your record. Tell us what you are, because if you don't ask this person what he's been able to do with so money, like we are asking, even though the present federal government is coming out to tell us their subsidy reinvestment program, but Nigerians are asking, what did you do with this? We should learn to ask our governors, the money they are giving to you, how are you using it, so that I think the only challenge here is because Mr. our electoral system is still faulty, and it's not going to give us the
asking. Nigerians are asking, but the system
Nigerians are not asking, my brother.
We are asking enough.
I'm coming to that.
Okay, but sorry to cut you guys short, because of our time, so that we can open the call lines for our caller. I'll just be throwing a quick question. Okay. So, Mr. Aslam, do you think this is because this question now is coming from House of Representatives, and they are probing him about the exit from his office of 2007, and that's where they are coming up with this whole question of the $16 billion power project and all of that. Do you think at this point that's what they need to be asking?
No.
The House of Representatives.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
I think the timing is very wrong. Like what happened in Osun when we kick against that EFCC freezing the account of Osun State. Yeah. That's the same thing playing out here. They should have, I think after Obasanjo started, it's how many years now?
It's campaign period and they use your weak link to hit you. It's a game. When you don't defend well, they will score you.
Yeah, like there's a saying.
That's why I said
in my place that if you want to know how your grandfather lived, just go into politics. I think that's what is happening here.
They will tell you.
Okay, last one before we open the call line. Do you think this is another way of diverting attention from the questions of the fuel subsidy removal, or is just them just playing politics?
In simple words, yes and no.
Okay.
Just as does it. Yes, they are diverting attention, and no, they might not be diverting attention. Maybe they're just playing politics.
Thank you very much. Well, it's now time to open the call line and to be part of today's conversation. We've talked a lot about the airs. The airs all over with politics and all of that, and the number to call is 0870412117 to be part of today's conversation. Remember, this is Republiq here on Bright 98.7 FM. I'll take that again, 080870412117. You can also send us a message on our WhatsApp or send us voice note on 090161506